Well, the airport's a good example of why I think it's so important to have a strategic plan and to be able to execute that plan to grow our economy. This is a private sector issue. We do get to appoint people to the board. We certainly can make it easier to use the airport. But as we grow our economy and we grow our job base and our wages, we are going to then have more opportunity to use the airport, which then, of course, makes the airport easier to use and more functional. So this is really a private sector issue, and sometimes we want government to step in and say, well, we need more of this or we need more of that, when it needs to be driven by the private sector. And again, that's why it's so important to have a comprehensive plan for growth. We tend to talk about how we're going to cut expenses, we tend to talk about how we're going to manage debt, but very few, no candidate other than myself has come up with a comprehensive plan on how we're going to grow our economy in Fort Wayne, and that's what we're going to be committed to doing.
Thank you, sir. A 1 minute comment. We have Paula Hughes. Paula.
Well, I'll say that the airport's business model, I was the county council liaison to the airport authority for 3 years, and their business model is based on a public-private partnership, and it's both tax-based and fee-based. So if we drop the fees, then property taxes are going to support the airport more highly, and I don't advocate for that. I would not. I think that it's vital to our future that we have a strong operating airport, certainly, but I think that the private sector is a part of that equation. Now, some of the creative ways that our airport has tackled that, you may have noticed they've been getting more tenants in there, they're trying to do some construction, they've started selling more ads in the airport. Those are all attempts at involving the private sector, increasing the revenues to the airport so they can do more with less tax dollars. We just went through a 10-year strategic planning session with the airport authority. It's right now being approved by the federal government. They have to update it every so often. But I think we're on the right path. But yes, we need to involve the private sector, but not by reducing the fees. They have to pay their fair share of what's happening at the airport.
Thank you. With this 1 minute comment, Terrence Walker. Terrence.
Okay. One time, our dear airport was at the Smithfield land, and then moved over, and it was the Air National Guard is actually keeping control of the airport itself. So what they do is what we listen to. I think we did doing a very good job with that airport, because when I was a little lad, it was a very tired airport. Finally, it got to be bigger and bigger and better. But I did like the idea when they had that hotel, whoever was responsible for it, they tore it down. I thought that was crazy. But that's what Fort Wayne does every once in a while.